Welcome everybody to Ready Player Conspiracy! It is the 11th year of this podcast, the 11th year of this, what the hell is this? This panel of truth tellers, this seminar on the world that we have done, and it's, we learned a lot this year. I would introduce my fellow panelists here. As always, we start with Tim Wick.
Hello.
We have Nick Glover, my so-called husband. I'm Molly Glover, and then this is Jerry Belich, joining us this year. A newer expert on a lot of things that we hadn't had our eyes opened to yet, but he pried our brains open, and now we know even more disturbing truth about the world. Yeah, I know, right? It's oof.
They say ignorance is bliss, and we're about to make all your lives more uncomfortable with truth.
Yay!
What's your favorite thing that you were enlightened to that Jerry told you about, Nick? What's the thing and then Jerry can explain it.
Yeah. Jerry was telling me about, with his insider knowledge, he was telling me about how video game controllers made by most major manufacturers actually have a nano coating on them that can like communicate with your DNA chemically.
It's true.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
They're not all incels by choice.
Oh, interesting. It's a part of the video game industry breeding program, or lack of breeding program.
Exactly.
They want to shrink their customer base. Actually, they're making too much money.
But the game industry has an interesting logic to it. Like you may have read that Microsoft just laid off 9,000 people. And in the same article, it's like, platform's never been better, we have more players than ever, we're swimming in money. So we really need to trim the fat.
Yeah.
That's basically the logic of a lot of video game things, including nano-coated controllers. Special edition controllers, especially, if they're like translucent green plastic.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have one of those, destroy it immediately.
Yes.
Tim, your children recently, they knew this actually before you and were destroying controllers. Is that, and do you feel like your house is safe now thanks to their efforts?
I do feel my house is safe, and I think it is really valuable to have young people in your home because they actually spend a lot of time, at least mine do, I assume all of yours as well, on YouTube. And YouTube, if you leave it playing, this is the secret to YouTube, just start any random video and leave it playing. And just come back 24 hours later, and 24 hours later, it's nothing but truth. So that's what they've been doing. They've been leaving it playing. It's not racism like people say. It doesn't just default to racism. No, it's truth. So they told me that we should not be using actual video game controllers. So what we've all done is we've had video game controllers implanted into our fingers because then you have direct mind control over your video game controllers. And that means that the individual video game companies cannot actually connect with your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It frustrates them. Every now and again, because they're trying, you will get minor shocks. But those are good. Those are good because it means it's working.
Oh.
Yeah.
A true truth about video game coatings. Nintendo Switch cartridges are coated with a material that tastes bad so that children and pets don't eat them. So
or wives.
If you have it's true. So if you have a Nintendo Switch at home, go home and lick a cartridge.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, that son of a bitch wasn't joking around.
See, he told me this, and I didn't believe him, and I did lick the cartridge, and it definitely repels me too. So
when you lick a cartridge, it also repels me.
That's you know the air cans?
Yeah.
I was very upset when they started putting the nasty flavors in those.
Oh.
Wintergreen or nothing, you know.
It's more fun than just getting a can of compressed air and just shooting it in your face.
Yeah.
It was once.
Huffing has really been hurt by Big Xanax.
It really
One thing I wanted to make sure we talked about is that there were some pretty surprising celebrity reveals this year. A lot of celebrities really showed us who they were, and that was lizards. I mean, and also, I mean, but not like what you typically are used to. Like, we found out about the Geico gecko was actually a well-known celebrity.
Yeah. It's Johnny Depp.
Yep.
As
Just,
if there wasn't another reason, you needed another reason to hate insurance companies. It turns out their beloved mascot is actually notable creep Johnny Depp, so I'm sorry to be the one to break it all to you. But that said, if you're a Johnny Depp fan, I'm not sorry I associate him with the grossness of the insurance industry. I'm not sure where to go with that one.
You need to acknowledge that his British accent is really good. But other than that, it's a problem.
Yeah, maybe putting a lot of effort into learning how to emulate Hunter S. Thompson is not a healthy thing to do. Maybe not. Who else was a good reveal this year? I know.
oh, who was it that was actually a gaseous cloud taking human form? It was really cool because it was like, it was
I
surprising.
remember them wearing the trash bag that contained their gaseousness at the Met Gala.
The Met Gala trash bag dress, yeah. George the cat.
George the cat. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was really great.
Not George Takai.
No.
George
Don't mix those
the
up.
cat.
The cat.
Yeah.
George the cat.
What do you remember I was telling you about the Duolingo burger?
Yeah.
That turned out to be but it looks like a bucket of paint in real life. It's basically a liquid nano LLM.
Right.
Is that the one that when you look at it, it's like a non-Newtonian fluid, except for
Yes.
instead of pressure, it's awareness.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, it solidifies a little bit, but if you're not looking at it, it liquefies a little bit more.
You see a lot of symbols in your mind.
Yeah.
Just to break in, as always, in case this is your first time here, this performance, this
Informational.
seminar is open to questions. If you have a question about anything that you heard about this year, anything that you suspect might be true, we will give you the absolute truth of that thing. No conspiracy too made up or too, they're not real. I feel really like dangerous saying that some of this could be real.
Are we a part of the problem?
Real.
Are we?
Everything we share here today is true.
But yeah, you'll find little pieces of paper with symbols on them. What do those symbols mean and who put them there? Well, we'll get into that later.
Yes,
But
over here, the green butthole sign. It's a green butthole. There's no other way to describe that.
You said Johnny Depp had a really good British accent, but I thought all of the lizards came from the British royal family stock. Was there like an American offshoot of them that we haven't known about before?
Oh, of course there's an American offshoot.
yeah, there are different kinds of lizard people. They're not homogenous. They're not a monoculture.
I like the salamander ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Those
the-
are.
The American offshoot is anybody who's descendant of like a plantation owner from the
Yeah.
deep south. Yeah, is definitely a lizard person. That is.
They love the heat.
One of the secrets about America in general is, when we're like, we don't like kings, we're going to go over here and do our own thing. It's basically when a large corporation creates another company to be their own competition. And so they really get to control and own things from both sides. So we're still, if you go enough levels deep, part of that hierarchy.
Yeah. The kings thing is actually like kind of tied to the language used for like T-Rex or King Cobra. You find a lot of like royalty words used when describing different kinds of lizards, and that's why it's no kings, because it's like we don't have that particular flavor of lizard person in the United States. All ours are a different kind of lizard person.
Yeah, exactly.
We have blue circle here. Yes, blue circle.
So, as everyone knows, MnDOT keeps closing highways into form of different sigils.
MnDOT does keep closing highways to form different sigils. Yes.
What are they attempting to summon?
What are they summoning? What is MnDOT summoning with the construction sigils?
Someone told me that it was actually runes of protection to keep something out and to reinforce a barrier.
I like all this. Let's just close the bridge.
Yeah, my understanding is it is rules of protection. So as frustrating as it is actually serving us better by keeping out literally the rest of the United States.
Conspiracies are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all conspiracies are bad. That's true.
Hey, is my mic on?
It is.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones you have to like be right in front. I wouldn't do that. I would maybe just be like,
It's
the front of it.
down the top
If you're
and
over
at the
here
bottom.
or over here, it doesn't work as well.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, no.
Should we do it?
Time
Yes,
for a
please,
little
point one out.
ASMR.
Butthole.
Do we think the lizard people have infiltrated IT? Oh boy, that would be tough.
Well, Nick is a
Yeah, Nick, you work in the IT sector.
Yeah.
Nick is
like you're
is a
the
big
expert.
deal
Yeah,
in the IT
as
sector.
someone that works in, you know, like a corporate IT infrastructure business, I would say that I definitely work with a bunch of cold, unfeeling pieces of shit. But I'm not sure that they're necessarily lizard people. They might just be bad people. It's really hard to tell sometimes. It's like, is this person just operating out of greed, or are they malicious, or are they a part of, you know, are they a useful jerk,
Or do
are
they
they
have
a part of the conspiracy?
Or do they have nictating membranes? Like that's, you know, like that's, yeah.
And I think it's important to note that not all lizard people are bad. At least 2 of them are okay.
Green bug quickly here.
Keep mentioning podcasts. Isn't it true that this is actually just a paid advertisement for the Geeks Without God?
Damn. Geeks Without God has, the answer, the question is this not a secret paid ad for the Geeks Without God live stream? Geeks Without God has never taken a penny of advertiser money and never will because we are not good. That is all I'll say about that. That is the truth. That is the truth. We get asked and it's funny and we say no. All right. Another question.
Blue X.
What do you think the newly discovered machine under the Great Pyramid is for?
What do we think the newly discovered machine under the Great Pyramids is for? I think it was just like fancy shutters for like so that the pharaohs can bring in some natural light.
It's
Like-
hole digging.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Close
got
the sunroof.
Because obviously the pharaohs, once again, lizard people, and lizards, they really need sunlight. So
Yeah,
the
basking
shutters were there
rocks
to allow them to bask, even in death.
Yeah.
Well, there were so many cats. That's the other thing is that I mean, yes, there was cat worship, but they lived as equals. I mean, they were just, and so the cat society also needed sunbeams in which to nap. Everyone knows that's a requirement for a cat. So the shutters really did a lot of good for both of the peoples that were populating the time.
In some of the pyramids, when you open those shutters, the sunbeam at 2 times a day will perfectly focus on a sarcophagus, which will encourage a cat to curl up right on that spot, right in the lap, to kind of like keep them company, keep things warm.
Wasn't the first computer invented by the Egyptians, and they would build them underneath, the light beams go in, and everybody knows they just set up a lot of discs.
Yeah.
Light beams bounce from disc to
Yeah,
disc.
yeah.
You make your AND gates and your OR gates.
Yeah, sometimes you have to turn it to make sure that they go the right way because they got turned somehow, and you can fix it.
They're full underground computers.
That's
Yeah.
actually the redstone construction in Minecraft is directly taken from the early Egyptian computers. Yeah.
Yellow hashtag.
The 4 of you have a very deep connection with CONvergence, and as you're aware more than anyone else, we're no longer at the DoubleTree. I've heard that management there got more and more difficult to work with, but the rumor I've heard is that the final straw is that they wanted to fill the swimming pool with Listerine and force everyone to brush their teeth and gargle. Well, what haven't we heard?
Wow.
Do you want to
It's
repeat
a long one.
I can
So-
repeat the question if you want.
Go for it.
Okay, the question is, the 4 of us are very embedded in CONvergence. You know, we're a big part of it, and we're no longer at the DoubleTree. And one of the reasons for that is it got increasingly strenuous to work with management. They made things very difficult for us, and one of the things that they wanted to do was force everyone, because of big Listerine, to brush their teeth and gargle at the convention. And what do we think about that?
By filling the pool with
By
Listerine.
filling the pool with Listerine. Thank you. I knew I missed something.
The biggest point of contention was the hotel was like, you need to use the brown extra gross Listerine that tastes super medicinal. And the convention was like, can you at least give us we want the purple stuff, but we'll settle for the green stuff.
The best.
And they were like, no, it's brown or get the fuck out of our hotel.
Yeah.
I think it is important. Dental hygiene is absolutely essential, and so CONvergence totally agreed with the concept of enforced dental hygiene for all attendees. it's certainly, but not the brown sludge that didn't feel like it was gonna really make things work. But I think the other thing to remember is that the issue we fall into is that because of fluoridation in the water, there isn't as much fluoride for the Listerine, so it wasn't going to be nearly as effective. And I don't want to imply for a second that fluoridation of water is bad, because it's not.
No.
But I do want to say that there's only so much fluoride in the universe, and of that fluoride in the universe, there's only so much on Earth, and of the fluoride on Earth, there's only so much the lizard people allow us to have.
It's like helium. It's a limited supply, but I think there's a secondary goal at play, which is you get thousands of people gargling at the same time. I mean, think about the frequencies of sound that are being generated.
The harmonics of that building, I don't know if they'd accommodate that.
I think the biggest hurdle to it that we brought up time and time again was who the fuck is getting in the pool? Like, I mean,
I think there was also a concern about, so the hot tub and the pool share the same water source, and at least a couple of members of CONCOM pointed out that heating Listerine probably would cause some sort of a breathing issue for a number of people who haven't been automatically upgraded to the cyber lungs.
Yes. Oh, hold on 1 second. I can't see what your shape is, but it's in the back in the blue. It's a butt. Oh, it's a. I can't see your butthole, but I assume it's there.
Kentucky meat shower of the 1800s was never solved. What was it?
Oh,
The Kentucky meat shower of the 1800s was never solved.
Oh.
It's kind of like, you know how we do meat raffles?
yeah, I think the important thing to understand is anytime we talk about something that's unsolved, it was solved. People just don't listen. We know what happened to the people on Roanoke Island. In fact, they were carved into meat, and they became the Kentucky meat shower.
I heard that it was, you know, like Laika the space dog. Don't worry, it's gonna be fine. I heard that somebody, a farmer, decided he was actually the first person to have some sort of flying mechanism, and what he did was, rather than, you know, put a person up into space, he put a roughly person-weighted amount of beef, just butchered beef, but just, you know, put it up there, launched it up, it did not go well, exploded, and that's why it took a little bit longer for flight. He was like, the sight traumatized him, he couldn't do it again. The thought of that being his wife, he was like, no.
I heard the dog just exploded.
No, because that would have been sad, and that's why I said, hang on, it's gonna be fine.
I heard a French portmanteau that I thought described the situation well, and that was trebuchet.
Oh, God. Okay, I'll write it down.
Add it to the dictionary.
There is a dictionary. Okay. Yellow shape. My contacts are bad.
There's no shape.
There's no shape.
Coincidence?
Programming.
Gaslit.
South Korea has started invading America through their presence in media and becoming more and more saturated, making Americans want more and more content, allowing them to get a foothold on American trade and demand. Example, K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunter is so good, though. Okay.
Do you know why the music is so catchy, though? Brain hacks.
I agree that South Korea is soft invading us through their media culture and just generally being cuter and cooler than we are, and therefore being desirable by the weebs of us in the room, us nerds here, who just, it's K-pop Demon Hunter is really good, though.
Yeah, I think,
It's surprisingly great.
you know, my take on it is yes, K-pop is in fact trying to take over our minds, but I'm kind of there for it.
I think it's been proven time after time that pop music is brain cheat codes. The patterns of the music, the 4/4 rhythm, the infectious beats. Pop music legitimately is like brain hacks, right? And that's why it's so great. And this is a very packaged for consuming version of that.
They had had me just there. I didn't even have to. If you find yourself grooving a little bit, better interrogate that feeling because, whoo.
I mean, you gotta fight fire with fire, though. And like, I think maybe they might be our saviors and helping free us
From the brain viruses.
just from the brain.
All right,
From
so
the brain, period.
as a brief asterisk, we started doing this like a long time ago before this was just sort of the news. And so every time I hear like, because they have a brain virus or like, it's just like, or like lizard people, I'm like, oh, God damn it. Like,
There are like, yes, totally pause.
Okay, yeah.
Pause panel, step on the panel for a moment. There are legitimately times during the year where we're like, are we making the problem worse? Are we the baddies?
We were actually contacted by the Department of Health and Human Services to sponsor our panel this year. That was maybe the point at which we had gone too far.
Okay, back to the panel.
Yeah. When InfoWars asked if they could sponsor us and sell catheters, we were like, wait a minute here, hang on.
Is that a pull quote from RFK Jr.'s brainworm?
Oh, we should talk about RFK Jr.'s brainworm though.
Oh, that dude? I feel like he's doing a lot for the country. His work isn't complete yet.
A lot of people don't realize that the worm is trying to pull him away from all his
eating what he can.
Like all those crazy beliefs and the nonsense and the anti-vaxness of RFK Jr. That's not because of the worm, that's despite the worm. That's his natural state is just that terrible. The worm is like...
how much worse he'd be without the worm.
Yeah, the worm is trying to grab hold of the reins and be like, whoa, buddy, whoa. It's, yes, a worm tattooey. Turn it on. The switch on the top. The on switch. The switch that turns it on.
It's childproof.
There we go. Ratatouille, you were saying.
It's doing the best ratatouille that it can. It's hard to do from within
the
brain.
Well, you can't. There's surprisingly few hairs in the brain to pull on.
There are surprisingly few hairs in the brain. I'm writing that down too.
Orange hashtag, please.
I've got a very difficult question, but maybe not difficult, but is Michael Jackson still in possession of Britney Spears, or has he moved to a different celebrity?
Is Michael Jackson still possessing Britney Spears, or has his spirit moved on to a different celebrity or non-celebrity, actually?
I'm not a medium. I'm more like a large into extra large. I think, Jerry, are you a medium?
I do talk to the spirits, yes.
Yeah, so have you heard where has Michael Jackson gone?
Where does his spirit reside these days?
I mean, okay, Britney Spears is at a difficult time, I think we all know.
I love her.
And that's obviously because the ghost of Michael Jackson has been following and haunting her. Now, it's kind of like, you've seen the movie It Follows.
Yes.
Ghosts are not as fast as you'd think. That's why they generally just stick around in one place.
Like an STD.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the movie.
Yeah. They stay around. So this is why she's moving around a lot. Like, she has to keep on the move so it can't get a grip.
Is this tie into or contribute to the knife dance videos from her, or is that unrelated?
I just think that's catharsis.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've all had a knife dance video of the soul, and I think we can all understand. Sometimes the knife dance video just comes out of us.
Look, I was an edgy 17-year-old, and I definitely did some knife dancing.
You don't know what I'm talking about? I bet if you Googled Britney Spears knife dance video, you would know exactly what we're referencing.
Treat yourself to that video.
It's new, if that makes you feel better.
And remember, just let that video play for 24 hours.
Yes, I just let it go, because that's actually, I think, I meant to come back to that, Tim, because I do think there are ways we can filter for the truth. Let's back on. Okay, so that we can filter for the truth by letting YouTube run and just letting it play whatever it wants, and definitely making sure you're not accidentally hitting like on any of it. That won't help. You need to have the purity. It's like the tarot cards, right? You just don't think about it. But what other ways are there to really force the waves of the universe, the vibrations all around us to shake out things that are real and where you can't deny them.
It's all about finding the various ways that you can make your mind enter a meditative state that overlaps at the same frequency as the algorithm that's feeding you the videos. And there are a plethora of ways to do that. I mean, either through self-discipline, chemicals, or technology. I like technology to do it. An ad blocker works pretty great.
It's hard to do here in Minnesota, but I live over on the West Coast, and you can actually just stand in the sea, and the waves can just literally wash over you.
Oh.
You need like a waterproof case for your phone because YouTube does need to be active.
Can you just like stand in the ocean up to your knees and wear like a VR headset with Facebook? Will that do or YouTube? Will that do the trick?
Yeah, if you get the Quest 3, the earlier Quest did not fully support the truth. But
Sorry.
I have found that if you watch unceasingly, this is important, you can never stop, but unceasingly watch Sharknado movies, it will attune you to the truth. So just get, and you can't have, commercials will ruin the experience, so you need to pay for premium sci-fi on streaming service and just stream nothing but Sharknado movies. There are, I think, 80. So there's a lot of variety. There's a lot of variety to them. They're not just about tornadoes with sharks in it. Well, they are, but they're different tornadoes, and that's what's important. Is those different tornadoes attune your brain in different swirly ways to the truth.
Tim, how many Sharknado movies are there, and what are their names?
There are, I believe,
and you have to include the spin-offs.
yeah, there are, I believe, 87 Sharknado movies.
Oh no!
So you're gonna need to take
You're
a while
gonna name them?
to name them all.
There's
Let's write them down.
Sharknado 1 through 87.
Oh, so they went with a really standard economic rating.
It's the Sci-Fi Channel.
That took less time than I thought.
They don't pay people to come up with names for movies.
What about
they don't do that.
What about the spin-offs?
Damn, you found the way around the...
Sharkicane.
I'm just going to mention my favorite, which is, of course, Manta Ray-nado. Which
that sounds pretty.
Yeah. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful, especially when there's the manta ray NATO migration that happens every year, where the manta ray NATOs just migrate from one part of the United States.
I bet they sound like Wookiees. They just look like they'd sound like Wookiees.
Yeah, they're really tragic.
My God!
The really tragic part about Manta Ray NATO, of course, is it does include the last film appearance of Steve Irwin, which is pretty sad.
Did you see, Tim, the Christmas Sharknado movie, the Sharknado Well?
Yes.
That's
yes,
a long
I
road.
did.
Long road.
That was great. That was great. It was on the Hallmark Channel. Yes.
Yeah,
the Sharknado moved to its hometown.
No, green butthole.
I know you said like the 24 hours YouTube for truth, but like, is it true that like at the 23-hour mark, if you come back too early, like Elsa appears and she starts telling you deep state lies, then you go through the door? So you gotta make sure it's 24 hours, right?
I've heard about this.
A lot of Disney characters show up.
It's like that thing where they say you need to take your antibiotics until you're out of the pills, right? Because it's very important. That's true. If you stop halfway through because you feel better, you're doing a disservice to everyone else and yourself. If you don't watch for the full 24 hours, but you stop halfway in between or even at the last mile mark, you can run into some really weird shit. And we're saying that from this panel's perspective, like the Disney deep state stuff that Jerry was saying just now is just one example. Molly has others though.
Yeah, one of the things that I saw, so I tried this out myself. I heard about this on Reddit because I'm on r/Deep State Secrets YouTube, and and there was a post that said, actually, you have to so you want to start watching at 23:15, close your eyes at 23:42, open your eyes at 23:54, just by counting in your head, or with a metronome if you have one of those. Who doesn't have a metronome? You all have a metronome, great. But one person doesn't. Make sure you have a metronome, all right? That's really important. I'm assuming the rest of you heard, so then it's
Do not
fine.
order your metronomes off of Amazon because they are mistimed.
Yeah, and it's actually, that's a Bezos thing. He's weird. No, so because of that, one I actually ended up seeing was Josh Gad's snowman character screaming, absolutely screaming to me what sounded like Latin or maybe the names of demons. I'm not sure. It was really just disheartening because I hate Josh Gad. But ultimately nothing happened to me, but that might be because I have done so much work to protect my brain against these sorts of, things. But again, I digress. Who else did you say had something more to say about it? Do not make that.
Have we talked about the secret language that Google invented?
Not yet.
No, we haven't.
You're the one who lives in California. You tell us.
I don't live in California. That's my fake address.
Oh, well, we don't get the news here.
Oh, all right. Well, okay. So Google, back when they started Google Translate, what they started doing was instead of just feeding all this information to computers and translating from one language directly to another, they created an intermediate language that cannot be spoken by humans.
Oh.
And
Well, I was talking about this.
yeah, and this was so they could translate all languages to this specific intermediate language, and then they had a way to go to any other language. And as a result, they had access to ancient languages and languages. There's a lot of languages in history that cannot be spoken. They can only be kind of thought or felt, imagining the sigils in your mind in order to access the power that is held within. And Google's done a very successful job at that.
But also, they are using that language to program AI.
Blue up in front here.
So personally, my biggest fear is electrolytes, how they're pushed on me by big hydration.
Big hydration, pushing electrolytes is a problem, yes.
How much should I be concerned about this, and what can I do to protect myself?
How much should we be worried about big hydration and the way they're pushing electrolytes on just us regular people who don't need this nonsense? Tim, what do you think?
Well, I think what we really need to understand is that electrolytes are not for humans, they're for plants. Yeah. Electrolytes are what plants crave. And by forcing them on us, they're hurting us twice. They're hurting us twice. They are number one, causing us to become overly hydrated, which is overloading the restroom system through the entire world, which is what they want. But the other thing that they're doing is reducing the amount of plants available for us to eat, because our plants are craving so many electrolytes that we're not actually. So what you need to do, and I know this is going to sound disgusting, but when you need to urinate on plants, and it will restore the balance. So just.
I got that dog in me. Yellow butthole over here.
What then do we do with all the electro darks?
What do we do with the electro darks? Wash them separately. It's just better. Honestly, I started doing it and it feels like more work, but everything looks nicer. It's really weird. For like 30 years, I washed everything together and it's just a little better now. Orange hashtag.
Can you guys explain the Nick Jonas theory?
Explain the Nick Jonas theory.
Can anybody explain the Nick Jonas theory without using the Google language? Maybe Jerry.
I mean, Nick's a Nick. So I feel, you have the Nick, do you know the Nick code stuff?
So, boy, I don't know if people know that a lot of us Nicks are, connected through a astral silver string through the psyche, right?
Just to repeat what was said in the audience, it's a Nick work. Anyway.
Nick work, yes. It's not technological, but yeah, Nick work, like reaching things high up on a shelf or, being robbed. And so it's not as great as you might think. It doesn't really do much. We all just get to know when another Nick is annoyed. So all that means is that we're all constantly a little bit annoyed.
Nick, is it true that like back in the day, you remember on TV, it's like Nick. Yeah, wasn't that like the first like drawing of the Knicks together as a cabal?
That was the meme in the truest sense of the word, the infectious idea that started the connections and started establishing that network and Nickwork, and it stuck with those that haven't heard that, just got it from other Nicks.
Yeah.
So.
How about we take the blue circle over here?
So I thought electrolytes were for robots. Are the plants robots, and are big corporations trying to turn us into robots through electrolytes?
Yeah, they're fractals.
Repeat the question.
Sorry. If electrolytes are for thinks that they're for robots, and our plants then robots, if that's what we're.
Are they trying to
feeding
turn
them
us into them too? Like,
I mean, it's not specifically robots. It's about like generative structures, right? you know, crystals, fractals. Like you look at nature, it's mostly fractals with some other shit tossed in.
Coincidence?
It all comes down to the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah, there's a lot of Fibonacci's.
You know, and the first robot was named Fibonacci. You know, it's not a coincidence.
Yeah, exactly. So they are their own artificial kind of form. It's just a self-generating one.
It's all artificial though. So it's like saying something that people made isn't natural, and it's like, well, people are natural, therefore what people make is natural. It's all the inevitable conclusion of, you know, biological determinism and pretty terrible.
yay! Call on someone.
Oh yeah, yellow butthole.
So recently, in the past couple of months, we've been hearing a lot of people reporting their generative AI models demonstrating traits of the next god. However, I do not believe anything that comes from the infernal machine. Should I be afraid that my soul will be eternally damned?
Yeah, so is generative AI going to be, you know, a god or ascend to godhood? And do we need to worry about any sort of a immortal soul with regards to an AI? And oh boy, the temptation to be glib. And you don't, because souls aren't real. No, I think that there's definitely like a worry about them ruling over us in a godlike ways.
Yeah, I mean, there's the sect of the ultra-rationalists, and this is a very recent thing actually, that used part of a Harry Potter fanfic as essentially a holy text.
Oh boy.
Yes,
But this one happened?
Yep, this one happened.
So this panel is just killing me this year.
Yeah, it's really hard not to just talk about the actual.
We need like a hand sign to be like, this is a real thing, and then like we put it down for everything else, but when we're talking about something real, we're
It's like coincidence, and it's like, no, unfortunately.
Real murders that occurred due to Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality.
Come on, man.
Which I have read. And I enjoy it, it's fun.
That's the sciencey, non-magic Harry Potter fanfic?
Well, there's magic, but he applies a scientist method
Is
to
it written by a
magic.
transphobe?
I don't know that for sure, but it is written by a rationalist that believes themselves to be extremely smart.
Oh.
And there's the sect of
Well,
them.
that's true of all rations.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
right.
say, it's so prominent.
There's the sect that they basically recreated a Christian God by deciding that eventually we'll build an AI that is so powerful that anybody that was not involved in helping create it should be punished, and it will create a hell for everyone else. And so you have to be part of helping create this godlike AI in order not to be punished by it, and this is real.
What? Oh boy.
But a fun answer is something else. Like, how maybe the AI God will demand that we make it popcorn, and that's gonna suck because sometimes you burn it. Am I right?
You know, it's what if the AI god was benign though, or even.
I mean, like, I've heard,
beneficial?
okay, every time I talk to somebody about ChatGPT, they talk about how it can code for you, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And so, like, maybe it's going to, like, code some really cool shit for us. Like, we'll finally get our machine where you just tell it you need food, and it gives you food, and it makes it out of, like, a mushroom substance or something, but it tastes like a burger, something like that. That'd be great.
Well,
I'm just going to get back to this idea of a god being benign, Nick, and I'm going to suggest historically the odds of a god being benign are very low.
Yeah.
So we should help create this AI?
Because clearly we're the best species to be able to determine how to make something benign.
I'm so fucking benign.
My hope is that it's like, what if the AI is like, it comes from like Animal Crossing or something? This is, you know what this is? This is at the end of Ghostbusters when they're like, nobody think of anything, otherwise it's gonna make a thing to destroy us all in the shape of whatever you think. And he thinks of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because it's the most harmless thing ever, and you end up with a giant, destroyer Marshmallow Man. So I think whatever shape the AI god would take from, it would end up heralding our destruction in a more adorable form.
Oh god,
so
it means all of our home loans would reset.
Right. And like, we'd be forced to catch different bugs to improve our social credit in order to get a loan to buy a home.
I like the bugs.
I feel like the yellow void has had their hand up.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you think that because we live in a simulation and our surroundings are rendered in locally, that the world is in fact flat?
The flat Earth
is a flat. Oh yeah.
The flat Earth simulation theory.
Yes.
It's since we're living in a simulation and everything around us is rendered, doesn't that mean that the world is actually flat because it's perspective rendering?
I mean, I do have an answer to that.
Please.
The answer is no, it's not actually, because the engineers that would be creating this would be one, very bored by the problem of like creating physics in a flat world. That's just not a very interesting bit of math. And two, you run into the issue of like, oh, that means we have to keep like either generating shit, so when people keep going and stretching it out, and you've got memory limitations. But you make it round and it wraps around on itself, you've got a known, like, consistent state to work with. Like, everything can be more deterministic, and that's really useful when you're dealing with a large simulation model.
I think People Bud Bowl has been up for a while, if you know what I mean.
You up?
On the AI point, do you think that there are many AI hallucinations? Do you think that it's actually a profit and these are actually meanings of things to come and not actually just hallucinations? And secondly, do you think that the coding is actually practiced for genetic coding and will make an entire new species based on themselves?
I caught the first part. The first part I think you said are AI hallucinations heralding some sort of a dark future or what may come for us? Is that are they
prophets?
Are they prophets?
Oh, AI prophets.
Bit of a Cassandra effect, if so.
I think that if you've read the news at all lately, that there's actually very little profit to be found in AI, and all the companies that are sinking money into it are just losing billions and billions of dollars and wasting all our water. It's great.
But I think it's also important to note that the actual fact of prophecy when it comes to an AI system is AI can create the future eventually. I mean,
Because of the simulation.
Yeah, because it's a simulation. So it is literally creating the reality and shaping our simulated reality.
Yeah.
So when AI predicts something, you know it's going to happen because it's like, oh, I like this idea. It gets totally into it. It's like,
We should get shirts that say AI made me do it because this is all a simulation, and then smaller. In case you didn't know that already, it really is.
But then just because it's a prophecy that's going to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen in our simulation, because there are layers of overlapping simulations. So like, it might be like, you know what, this Tiny Toons fanfic that I made the AI generate for me isn't going to happen in this world, but it might happen in the next world over because it really liked that idea.
Our only chance of really gaining any control over the simulation is if we find the seed number.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Start the whole thing up.
Start the whole thing up. I think Yellow Butthole has been up for a while.
Oh, please let us know if we can't see somebody.
Blue butthole.
Thank you.
Blue Butthole, please.
Conrad's the butthole cards are suspicious, but that aside.
Is it though?
I didn't hear it.
Taylor Swift Shake It Off is an 8-beat, so that's great to counter any mind control. If we just keep having AI generate professional-looking emails and then other AI to summarize emails, this should exponentially explode and consume all of AI's time.
If we all use AI to write professional emails and respond to professional emails, we can mutually consume all of the AI resources, and it won't have any resources left to interfere with our lives in other ways.
And neither will we.
We need to. Are you saying we need to waste the time of the AI and basically just burn coal to burn coal so that we don't get bogged down by the thing that burns coal?
I mean, I'm all for it because I'm tired. let's just get to it.
How about blue tic-tac-toe?
So first of all, that sounds like Bitcoin with extra steps.
Yep.
Sounds like Bitcoin with extra steps, they said. Yes.
Second of all, if art imitates life and life imitates art, what do you think about The Matrix, the movie?
If art imitates life and life imitates art, what do we think of the Matrix movies? Bored? Is that why? Oh, boring. Yeah. I think that the Matrix is one of those things where it's like they're giving you a useful framework for understanding our current situation and making you think that that's maybe like, oh, it's just like that. Like that's a metaphor for how we are, but that's just to distract you from how it really is. And so it's like a useful thing that's close enough. Like how like the Democratic Party isn't actually left-leaning, it takes the place of an actual left-leaning party. And so it's like you get distracted into thinking they're the good guys and that they're going to help us out, but actually they're just like a corporate tool.
It stopped being fun again.
Sorry.
It's really hard to keep on the rails.
The Matrix movies, to shorten it up, the Matrix movies are like the Democratic Party. The bullets they're dodging are accountability. I'll stop.
There's comedy on the thing here. That's the only descriptor.
It's the world that's doing this to us.
All right, how about another question?
Yeah.
Oh, reality is the greatest.
Place to dig, blue.
Yeah, X. Who do we all think needs to go who hasn't already asked something?
We don't know.
Who hasn't already asked something? I think so.
Yeah, green
yes,
butthole
many
already
times.
gone.
Yes, if you've already asked something.
I think you've gone.
These two haven't gone
Okay,
yet.
okay,
So.
please, thank you. It's hard to tell.
Stick with the buttholes.
Yes,
Okay,
blue
blue
butthole,
butthole.
super butthole.
But Blue X hasn't gone yet, have you? You haven't gone either.
We'll get. Have you
Okay,
gone?
you're on
They
deck.
haven't gone either. Yes.
All
All
right.
right.
Blue butthole.
So we all know birds are fake, right?
Yeah.
The canary in the coal mine thing, is that propaganda by birds to trick us into trusting them even though they're not real?
So we all know birds aren't real.
True.
Therefore, is the canary in the coal mine some sort of a trick or a useful tool to either make us think that birds don't exist or to convince us maybe that they do exist?
I think the thing that's really interesting about this is you're going in sort of the right direction. Canaries are literally the only real bird. And the lizard people are the only creatures that are aware that canaries are real birds. So they need to eliminate the canaries. And the way they've determined it's in the most innocuous, seemingly reasonable way to do it. It's like, we're going to put the canary in a coal mine, and if the canary dies, which it always does, then we're saving the people in the coal mine. So number one, we're keeping the proletariat working in the coal mine by making them believe that we care about them by sticking a canary in them. And number two, we're killing all the canaries.
Now you would think like, oh, why don't they just kill the canary by squishing it or feeding it or something like that? They're actually far more resilient than you'd expect because they are the only real bird. They don't have delicate electronics. So if you find a canary and you try to snap its neck or something, you won't be able to do it.
They bite. They come right for
bite.
it. They bite real hard and they are venomous. So the thing about canaries is when it dies, yes, that is a signal that things might be bad for us in terms of air. But what they don't tell you is when you take the canary out, it's Julietting. It's not dead. As soon as it gets a breath of fresh air, it's back and it is biting and you are going to die.
Oh, Julietting.
Julietting, sorry.
I thought you said Julianning. I'm like, do you stuff like fries?
Juliet, famously
I got
faking the
it.
death. Got it. Great.
Yep.
Thanks.
Oh, happy dagger, etc.
Questions? Yes,
The blue
Blue
X. Oh, no, the closer, this one in the front, and then you're next, I swear.
So in these trying times, do you think we can still follow the prophecy of our Lord and Savior, Paul Blart
In these trying times, can we still follow, what was it?
Follow the prophecy
follow
of
the
our
prophecy.
Lord and Savior, Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
I think the most interesting about thinking about Paul Blart Mall Cop is that he's the only good cop. It's weird, like ACAB all day, every day, except cop is like a misnomer for him. He's the good one. When people are like, so there's some good cops. What they mean is Paul Blart and not their uncle.
So that would be ACAB EPBMC, except Paul Blart Mall Cop.
It just doesn't.
ACAB EPBMC. F12. And then a bunch more letters. Shit.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit on a clip T-shirt quite as well. So, but with regards to his prophecies, though, I'm not as familiar with them. Jerry, do you know about the prophecies of Paul Blart Mall Cop?
Well, I mean, as we all know, I don't know if you've been to a mall recently. Very few of them are still populated by people. They've largely become uninhabitable. Because most of them are built on ley lines. And became like defensive positions of power. So kind of like the MDOT stuff, like this was the kind of the older strategy for protecting large areas, cities, like even potentially the world if you could build a mall in some of the harder places like in Tibet. But that was very unsuccessful. Closed even before Harmar got deserted. Point being, like he is one of the last defenders,
like a global feng shui defender.
Yeah, he can actually move between all malls instantaneously, which is how he's trying to maintain that.
Is that I've heard of an ability, a power called mall step or mall stepping, and that's what that is.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's powered by the walkers.
The power walkers in the morning, they get in there early.
They're often recruited,
The mall father.
At retirement, they're recruited to power the malls in order to protect us all.
He is the mall father, as some of the audience said.
The mall father!
They
power the malls to protect us all.
They hung him from some mom jeans upside down in a Forever 21 for 7 days and fed him nothing but donuts, and that's when he learned the truth about some things and saw the real knowledge. That's where the secret of Wetzel's Pretzels comes from. That's the secret he stole from them in
Like
that
Prometheus.
was how to make Wetzel's Pretzels.
Yeah,
He stole the secret of Wetzel's Pretzels.
Going back to a very old question, another way to experience truth is to eat a Wetzel's pretzel. So
That's right. That's where actually
Quick fire, just a couple more
that's where Christian communion comes from originally. Just like Christmas is based on like Saturnalia, communion is like Odin's Wetzel's pretzels.
All right, if you've already asked a question, put your thing down.
There's
Quick,
blue
quick
in the,
fire,
blue in
guys.
the way back.
Yep, we're gonna do these fast.
If you're still
Yeah. So are identical twins just one person moving really fast or something more sinister?
are
why not both?
It's are identical twins, one person moving very fast, or what was the second part, Tim?
Something more sinister.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean sometimes it's one and sometimes it's the bioorganic goo doubles.
I mean, sometimes it's just a quantum state.
Right.
Yeah, most twins are in a quantum state.
Yeah, they're in the superposition.
Yeah. It's like when one of them goes to put on our shirt in the morning, one of them puts it on right side out, the other one puts it on inside out, and they separated that moment and exist in two states, and that's how twins are made.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you look at one, it collapses into a visual state.
Yeah, green hashtag.
Tim, given that canaries are the only real bird and that lizard people are the only ones who know that, by revealing that knowledge, have you outed yourself as a lizard person?
I did say.
He's the good one.
Imparting that knowledge to us, are we now lizard people?
Well, I did say there are a few good lizard people, and there may have been a reason for that. I can't reveal any of my sources or exactly why I might have brought that
Is
up.
he cold?
The knowledge is an the knowledge
Of course
is an
I'm
anti.
cold. I'm wearing a hoodie because I'm cold. But as to whether or not you all have become lizard people, you're going to have to answer that question for yourself.
Look within.
If you don't remember it later, then you're not.
Are you, please?
So we know that Paul McCartney and Avril Lavigne are both dead and replaced with body doubles.
Yes.
Who's next?
Avril Lavigne and Paul McCartney have been killed and replaced by body doubles. Who else is actually dead and has a body double? Well, Jerry, you're a body double.
Jerry's a body double. That's,
I'm the good one, though.
Yeah, he's the one on the right, so he's not sinister.
Jeremy has been gone for quite a while.
Jerry is the copy of Jeremy?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Dun dun dun!
Interesting. Who else has been replaced? Tim, you know about one replacement out there.
Absolutely. I know who else has been replaced by a body double. In fact, Jimmy Carter has been replaced by a body double, and that's why he's dead.
Oliver North is actually dead and has been replaced not by the typical body double, but by an AI and 4 raccoons.
Pink circle?
Okay, quite legitimately, I saw 2 mall cops kissing, and it was gay. Is this natural, or would have Paul Blart had something to do with it?
Being gay is natural. I'm sorry.
They said they saw 2 mall cops kissing, no, for real, and they want to know, and it was gay.
And it was
by the
gay.
way, it was very gay, and they want to know is would Paul Blart mall cop, approve, or was that
Was Paul Blart Mall Cop the cause of the kissing or maybe the gayness?
Does he turn mall cops gay?
I hope so. Deep in my heart, I hope so.
Like he's just a rainbow shooting it through the malls. Just absolutely just making everybody understand that you can just calm the fuck down about it.
Yes.
Kiss who you want.
It's some mall cops have a taser. Paul Blart Mall Cop has
has a gazer.
A gazer.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank
That's
you.
the end.
Yes, that's the
We're
end.
gonna end
Thank you
there.
all so much. Ready Player Conspiracy.
We're sorry that 43% of what you heard is the actual truth.
We're really hoping that next year we'll be back, but let's hope that the world lets us be ridiculous.
Speaking of the actual truth, each
Oh, do you want an
line.
anti-fascist badge ribbon? Come on up here, Nick's got a ton.
Subscribe and get notified when we upload the next event you may have missed.